your brand Sharapova is entering its year number 6.
Yes.
Are you surprised
Crazy.
how far it's come in such a short amount of time?
When I started the business, I went into a category that I didn't know at all, and it was a passion of mine because I look back at my experiences growing up in Russia and wanting that like little treat after a good training practice, and then coming into America thinking, oh wow, maybe I can make that, put that together with really cool packaging that I could gift to my friends, that I would bring to a party. And with that idea, we launched gummies, and now we launched chocolates and truffles, and going into different categories.
Tell us about some of those ups and downs. You say you were 22, very
Yeah.
young. Like, what have you learned?
I didn't really know what the time frame was going to be or what success even looked like. I didn't know if being successful in a year is good or being successful in 6 years is good, and also like determining what exactly is successful. I think that's always different in everyone's point of view. But I'm very excited about like the waves that we've been in, and like part of the partnerships that we've been associated with. So our first hotel partnerships happens to be with SB Hotels, and that's just, you know, you see your candy in a hotel room and you're like, wow, I had this vision like 8-10 years ago, and here it is. Being a traveler since I was a young girl, also traveling the airports and being in a Hudson News store, and now seeing my product there. You know, you treat it as your baby, and this is my business from the very first day. And so when you have these placements and you see these travelers walking by your product and stopping and seeing the packaging, because it's very visual, and if you're not familiar with the brand, you first see it and then you look at it, and then I see people buy it, and it's very fulfilling.
So you talk about the packaging, but what about inside? I know we talked about it being non-GMO.
Right.
Why was that important to you, and how do you plan to push
Yeah.
that forward?
At the core of it, you want to eat a good product. And so with our gummies, when we launched 5 years ago to where we are now, we're in research and development of making our gummies organic and making our gummies all natural as well. And you have to, you know, when the trend started a few years ago, you see companies going through that cycle, and I've been through that process of like seeing, okay, what mistakes have they done? Where can we improve our flavor from what they're doing? So I feel like I've let them make mistakes, and I've seen the system improve on its own with the flavors that you can make that are all natural. And we're looking to launch that in the first quarter of 19.
How are you different on the court than you are in the boardroom?
Well, in both, I'm very competitive. I don't know, I'm very supportive of the brands that I'm with. I've had very long-term relationships with the brands that I work until this day. I've been with Nike since I was a young girl, and my racket sponsor. And so I feel that there's something very, very personal in those types of relationships, because yes, at the core of it is, you know, in business, we're all trying to make money and we're all trying to be wealthy, but it's the relationship that end up being successful that turn that into a successful partnership in business. There's hundreds of people working on an event, like say one I did for Sharapova today, that maybe I will never meet, but it is all like human touch. And so I think like the human interaction is very important in business.
And you talk about wanting a lifestyle brand for this product, and what do you mean by that?
Well, there's many things that you can scale with Sharapova. At the core of it, there's still a lot of things to do in the chocolate and the food category, but there's definitely other categories that I'm interested in pursuing, but that takes time. And I'd say that maybe once I finish my career, I'll think of you know, Sharapova 2.0 and the different categories that we can add to it. But now it's going to stay in the candy sector.